back into shape. His first pass, a very fine 260 points. Second pass, now the backward movement, he raises up the left and right feet, Steve.
Yes, but I'm not sure they're qualified scores. You see the foot come down prior to going across the wake. He is set up and moving now. Ron Scarpa, the Raging Bull, is on the move. He's holding that foot high in the air. These are good scores at this point.
At 42 miles an hour boat speed.
60 points paid each time he crossed the wake. However, the first couple may not have counted. They would have been good 2-foot scores. Getting 40 points for each of those. Here he comes across the wake each time he does that now. 80 points scored for a 1-foot crossing. High in the air. Comes down, plants his foot, changes momentum, and look at the spray displaced. It's almost like riding a slalom ski. See it shoot out to the side. Just power in those legs to push that much water out. An excellent ride for Ron, and a good score on that pass.
Well, you see there, he holds the world record in wake slalom, 1,400 points. Russell Conley now getting set for his second run of the second round. There you see him in the water. His first pass, 260 points. So he's in a good position for the overall title as far as his wake slalom event is concerned.
Right.
Deep water start, going backwards now for the second run.
This is the back deep water start.
I don't see how they can't go out of that deep water start without just choking because of the force of the water coming up.
Yeah, it's all in positioning the head properly so you get the right water flow going past your head and not up the nose. Oh, and a hard fall. You saw his foot catch on the rooster tail, slam him down, his legs spread wide. Let's hope there's no injury.
Russell Conley hooking that foot and just going head over heels.
Okay, 1 foot high in the air, coming across the wake. Watch the heel catching the rooster tail. Now look at the legs being spread on the fall. Oh, that hurts just watching it. These guys are conditioned well, though. It looks like Russ is back in the boat, and the wave indicates he's okay.
A nasty fall for Russell Conley, and that'll certainly hurt his point total. So it's questionable now whether he got enough points to take the individual men's wake slalom event. Here are the results for the wake slalom. First of all, in the ladies division, it was Lori Powell with 540 points, Jennifer Kaleri with 270, and Lori's good friend Karen Levy from South Africa third with 190 points. In the men's wake slalom, Ron Scarpa with 1,700 points. Kevin Omani had 1,460, and Russ Conley with 1,410. Exciting barefoot starts when we return to Cypress Gardens at the 3rd Annual Masters Barefoot Championships.
Make your splash this summer with water sports equipment from the world's largest ski dealer. Overton's 1983 catalog features the latest in top-quality water skis and accessories. Names like Connolly, Joby, Kidder, EP, and O'Brien. Overton staff of professionals can answer your questions, process your order from our $1 million inventory, and ship to you the very same day. Call now for your free copy of Overton's 1983 catalog and make your splash this summer with Overton's, #1 in water skis.
Pack it in the hang ten, wrap it up in hang ten, dress it up with hang ten, show it off in hang ten. Shake it up, move it on, show it off in hang ten. Warm it up, round it on, show it off in hang ten. Taking and wrapping and twisting and pulling and shaking and rounding and flipping, show it off in hang ten. Show it off in hang ten.
women's starts competition. We see Wilda Cross behind the boat right now. This gal from Louisiana just jumping into the water. And for her start competition, the first pass, she's going to try the back deep, Steve.
The back deep water start is just what it says. You take a deep breath of water, go underwater, position your body so that as the boat accelerates, it'll bring you to the surface of the water. And then it's just ride on your knees and on your stomach until the boat speed builds to a proper skiing speed, and then you plant your feet in the water, and that's the critical part, when you plant your feet and stand up and ski away.
And we see here that she's trying to communicate with the boat driver exactly what she wants.
And that's important. It's a team effort. It takes as much effort in the boat as it does at the other end of the tow line. They must put it together just right, or it'll be a missed attempt.
She was third in starts in the 1982 Nationals in the Open Women's Division.
And at the end of the first round, she has 190 points on the scoreboard. She'd like to better that effort now. So Russell Daly is at the wheel, idles the boat out. The tow line will get tight. Wilda will take a deep breath, put her head underwater, position her body. The boat will then accelerate, and hopefully she'll come up and ski away. Watch for the signal to the driver. Then she'll go underwater. Here she is.
One of her fans popping up into the picture there.
Under the water.
There she goes.
Ever so gently, the boat accelerates out and away, slowly over the bumps. Now she's up and planting on her stomach. This is the critical part. She must plant her feet and stand up as the boat accelerates. There it is. She's got it. Now listen for the horn. And it's a good
Wonderful.
start. Right at the horn, she fell.
Takes a flip right at the horn.
So that'll be the judge's decision to see if it scored.
Well, that's phenomenal that you can hold your breath and still maintain composure like that.
There it is. You see her underwater. Now, ever so gently, the boat speed continues to build, comes up, she breaks the surface, and she's planing now on her stomach. At this point, you can position your head where you can get a breath. You look up and away, let the water flow past your head so you can still breathe. Now the boat speed's continuing to build, and this is the critical point where you must plant your feet and stand up.
Okay, the first pass of the second round of the starts for Wilda Cross, and she'll get one more try at it. There's the stopwatch on the boat. She has 12 seconds to get her start underway, and then 3 seconds up tum. We got the front tumble up move.
Right, this tumble turn, she was up skiing on her knees and elbows, and then spins around, flipping onto her back, spins around up to attain the skiing position, forward skiing. We heard the horn sound, so this was a good attempt for Wilda Cross. It'll score well.
Wilda going into the second round in second place behind Lori Powell. Lori Powell currently in first place in starts and gunning for that overall title for the women. A back flying dock start.
Okay, we saw Lori leap off the dock, go underwater. Here we go. The boat accelerates now. She comes up. She's on the surface, planting her feet. And as the boat's up, she's away and skiing. There's the horn. A good start for Lori Powell.
Terrific move.
Okay, Lori lets go, drops down in the water, the runner to the other end of the course, and she'll do her second start coming back.
Let's take another look at that great move by Lori Powell.
Okay, the boat driver tightens up the line. Lori grabs onto the handle. Now she leaps into the air. She must spin around and land on her stomach, belly flop into the water. Now as she's dropping into the water, hit that position that's going to break the surface. And there it is. She's up on the surface and planing now on her knees and her stomach. So a good start for Lori.
Lori Powell now, her second pass in the second round. The first pass worth 150 points, and now the front tumble up move.
There it is, and she's up on her feet. The boat speed, she timed it. Wait till the speed was just right. Riding on her knees and elbows, spun around and came up on her feet. A good ride for Lori. Well, 2 perfect attempts. That'll put Lori right out in front and maintain that lead. No surprises here.
Lori Powell with 225 points in her first round and looking to better that score here in the second round as she's way out in front.
Riding on her knees and elbows, she's waiting for the speed to be just right. When she thinks it's there, there it is. She flips to her back all in one continuous motion, comes around, gets her feet out in front of her, plants them down, rides on her heels and her hips, stands up and rides away.
And with pigtails flying, Lori Powell successful once again. 70 points on that second pass.
That's the maximum score that's allowed for that start.
There you see the foot apparatus for Gavin Omani in a tight situation. His first round, you see it there, 620 points. He is tied with 3 other skiers now. Very little margin for error here, Steve.
Art, he's got to do it here. Boat speed comes up to 40 miles an hour. He's got to plant that free foot in the water and stand up. Can he do it? It looks like he's there. No, he's down. A 0 score for Gavin, and he needed this one. There's a tie for first place among 4 skiers, and he needed this one to stay in the running.
Forgiani, Scarpa, and Mixon Jr. all getting 620 points in the first round, and here we are in the second round. We mentioned there just cannot be margin for error if you expect to win it.
This is the first of Gavin's 2 attempts, and he needed good scores on both of them. You see now, he comes up, he's riding on the back. Boat speed's building, it's getting close to 40 miles an hour. He'll plant his foot in the water and attempt to stand up, and we see Gavin getting in trouble. He's got his heel well under him, pushes down, comes up, loses balance, goes back down. Holding it just for a brief period, maybe that's long enough. It's the judge's decision where he held it 3 seconds or not. It's difficult to tell during slow motion replay.
That stopwatch is in the boat, of course, and that's the one that counts. Not what we see from the sideline.
He was back down on his back, so it was. I don't think it'll be scored as a qualified score.
Gavin Omani now for his second run. In the second round, the first pass was counted, 315 points, so he's still in the running. He needs another good one now, though.
Never second guess the judges. They've got the perfect view sitting in the boat. Here he is coming up. He's planting on his stomach now. The boat speed will come up again, and this is another 1-foot start. He's got to keep 1 foot free of the water, planted, and he's up.
Oh, what good form.
He's got it. He's got to maintain that balance for 3 seconds to score a good one, and he's got it.
Terrific for Gavin Omani, the young man from Victoria, Australia.
So Gavin is setting the pace for the others to keep up with.
It'll be interesting to see if Forgiana, Scarpa, and Mixon Jr. can equal the standard that he's put down.
There he is, breaking the surface of the water now. It goes across the prop wash. That creates a little havoc with each skier as they go through it. They must maintain control there. Now the boat speed builds. It gets near 40 miles an hour. He plants 1 foot in the water, and he's up and running. Now he has to hold this for 3 seconds. Judges say it's a good one.
What nice, steady form that was.
So another 305 points for Gavin. That gives him 620. So he's our leader.
So 2 runs now, equaling 620 to go with the 620 of the first round. Punky Forgiana's got his work cut out for him now with a flying front toe and 620 points in the first round. He needs that total at least to tie.
Okay, Punky's doing the front toe up. Also, he's into the water. He's up on his seat. The boat speed's building. Punky's a little bit lighter than the other guys. He might have a little advantage in the speed. It comes up quicker. There he is, nice and clean. Punky's been there before. You can tell he's practiced for this one.
The fans at the lakeside give him a nice hand on his first run.
So Gavin Omani has set the pace here, and Punky is keeping up with it so far.
It's still interesting to see if the pressure now on that second run, because he knows he's got to have a good one.
He's got to do this one to stay in contention. This will be a... Okay, here we see. Punky's into the water. Boat speed comes up now, breaks the surface, and here's the prop wash. Hits those bumps, comes across it. Now the speed will come up, building close to 40 miles an hour. You see his foot almost to the side, hand down in the water, get that balance back, and there it is, coming right up. Good start for Punky.
It would be interesting if we have a tie and a runoff situation. The quicker time really means something, and Punky, the way he got up quickly, if he could do that again, would be to his advantage in a tied situation.
Punky scored 315 on his first pass.
Punky Forgiana tries the back deep to 1 now on his second pass, and the pressure's really on, Steve.
Okay, Punky must plant his foot here as the boat speed builds. He's just almost outside the wake. Okay, speed's coming up. He's planting his foot. He's got it.
Nice form, too.
See Punky hidden in that spray, keeping his foot free. Whistles are blowing. And back down in the water. But I think the horn had blown is probably going to be a good score for Punky.
We'll have to check with the judges to see how the timing came out, what score he got. Here's a good side angle of the shot.
This shows you exactly what the skier has to go through. Down on the stomach, bounce it along 40 miles an hour, spray in their face, water up the nose, and think about planting that foot, putting it down in the water, firm and hard to come up and balance. Good ride for Punky.
Terrific performance. Forgiano, does he have a chance now to tie? There's Punky coming into the pickup boat. Fans on the lakeside giving him a hand. Ron Scarpa is one of the 4 tied for first place going into this round. Can he do it?
He needs a start here. He needs to come up. Standing on that foot, hands free, balance, 3 seconds. Judges will have to say it's a good one. 315 points. He's got it.
He kisses the spray.
A little bit of a showman there.
Well, Ron's got a good chance, of course, in the for the Masters title, not just the single men's starts title.
Hey, Ron's down in the water. He'll come back doing a back deep to a 1-foot stand-up. Okay, leaps off the dock, goes underwater. Boat speed builds, holds both feet in the air. He must keep that 1 foot clear now until you see the thumbs coming up. He's calling for speed. Build that speed. He wants it quick. Signaling to the driver. Now the speed's there. He comes up. Watch his heel. Come over and plant. Stand up all in one motion. Maintains the balance. And it's a good start.
Terrific balance. And the first pass for Ron Scarpa now. Can he get enough points now to tie and hold on to that first place lead? 315 points on the first pass. Can Scarpa now tie Omani and Forgiana, who have already set the pace here in the second phase?
All right, what Ron's going to attempt to do now is take a deep breath of water, go underwater, spin around on his stomach. As the boat comes up, he'll break the surface. Right on his stomach, riding on his knees and his stomach. Boat speed builds to close to 40 miles an hour. Plant 1 foot in the water and stand up just on 5 toes. There it goes. Can he get up? The foot's down, and he's off. He's outside the wake. It's a no score.
One mistake can do it, and you just saw it. Ron Scarpa trying to get back into a tie for first place in the men's starts.
All the battle we saw at the end was for naught. Tumbled outside the wake as he tried to come up and balance. However, if the judges say he had it for 3 seconds, they'll decide when he stopped, when to start the timer to maintain for 3 seconds. Here he comes up, good position all the way through. Maintains well. Boat speed's coming up. There's his foot planted in the water. Coming up, he's riding in the spray now. So did the judges say he rode for 3 seconds? But he gets off balance, goes outside the wake, and that'll score a 0. Unless he held it for 3 seconds. It's up to the judges to decide now.
Here's Ron Scarpa coming back. He still has enough points, though, to win the overall, the Masters title, because of 620 in the first round.
That's right. You can see the expression on Ron's face. He knows there's some doubt.
More unusual barefoot action when we come back to Cypress Gardens and the 3rd annual Masters Barefoot Championships. This is George Blair, not only one of the outstanding personalities in barefoot water skiing, but also at age 68, he's still showing the young kids how to do it out there. And George, it was interesting to see you as the front runner of the starts tonight.
Well, that was a thrill that is a highlight in my life, because rubbing elbows with these champions at beautiful Cypress Gardens in the 3rd Masters Barefoot Tournament, I would say it's the epitome of delight.
Well, you enjoy being around them, but also you enjoy inspiring them. I know, not only passing out bananas lakeside, making sure everybody has their potassium, but also you're concerned with the future of the sport.
Well, you see, as national sports go, barefooting is rather young. There have only been 5 nationals and 3 world tournaments, and we have another world tournament coming up next year. And these hard-working barefooters, both female and male, need the support of every person in the United States to help them get to the championships wherever they may be held, probably in New Zealand. So it's going to be very helpful if the people of the United States give them the support they need by sending contributions to the American Water Ski Educational Foundation, Winter Haven, Florida.
Now the woman tricks. Karen Levy of South Africa. She's been barefooting only 7 months, but is the South African senior ladies champion. Of course, the tricks is so much different than the 3-event skiing. Barefoot tricks, surface area is reduced to just the heel of that foot. The speed's increased. The margin for error very slight.
Bart, what Karen's doing is a very dangerous trick that should only be attempted with proper supervision. She's placing her head in the toe line. It's done on a position on the head. Should a fall occur, it would tumble off easily without any danger to Karen. You see her placing it properly on her head. Now she'll turn loose with both hands, then she'll do it a second time while lifting 1 foot, or attempt to while lifting 1 foot. So she does this trick on 2 feet and then on 1 foot. Now she takes the toe line off, places the handle in the mouth, letting go again with both hands, holding the rope with her teeth only. And she does it again on both feet and then again on 1 foot. And she scored for the degree of difficulty. The more difficult the trick, the better the pay in each score.
So Karen Levy, her first run of the 2nd round.
Take 1 foot, reverse.
Cypress Gardens, not only known for outstanding water skiing, but also some of nature's most beautiful floral wonders, as we see there. Karen Levy now at a try for her 2nd run. Her first passed 300 points, and she had some problems trying to get up.
Okay, Art, a fall at this time will constitute a pass, and so it's a tough break for Karen, and there's no score on this 2nd pass.
Wilda Cross now getting ready for her 2nd run of the 2nd round.
Okay.
She's 1981 Nationals. She was 1st in women's tricks. 1982 Nationals, open women, 2nd in tricks. Here she goes.
Okay, Wilda is in the backward skiing position now. She'll step off her ski and enter into the course backwards on her bare feet. First pass, 390 points. She would like to better it this time. She's raising 1 foot, must come in the air. Now she'll try to attempt to do it on the other foot. There it is. It just must come up for a brief second, and that's scored. Now she's attempting to place her foot in the toe line, and down she goes. She got her heel caught into the wake, and it's a good hard fall for Wilda.
She raises up the hand to say, I'm all right. Let's check it out and see what the problem was, Steve.
Watch, her foot comes up to the toe line, and just as she's planting her foot into the toe strap, the other heel catches in the wake right there. Now, backwards she goes, tumbling into the water. Her concentration probably went to the foot on the toe line and not what the one in the water was doing.
Lori Powell, the winner of the women's wake slalom, now looking to add more glory to her already long list of honors as she gets set now for the 2nd run of the 2nd round. Her first pass, 150 points. Lori Powell, Steve, in good form right now.
Right, Lori's into the course with a back deep start. She'll collect that 20-point bonus for starting without skis. Now she has 1 foot up and does a reverse, pulls the other one. There's the toe rope in the foot that Wilda fell on earlier. And she's done it with her right foot and then with her left. Now back to front, the turnaround on, and there's the front to back, a super ride.
Beautiful.
And she's in the wake. Can she recover? She's going for the, there it is. She's back up, and the horn is sounded, and 20 seconds are over.
Oh, that was a tremendous ride for Lori Powell on her second ride of the second round, just adding to the point total in the women's tricks division. Checking out some of that fantastic action we see from our shoreline camera.
Watch, she must raise each foot. She's got them up now. She's placing it in the tow rope. Watch, she'll let go with her hands, and watch, this is a firm bridle, so her hands come off, the handle stays right where it is, the hands come back to it. Now she'll go for the opposite foot. Comes up, places the toe in the strap, lets go with both hands. They must come clear of the handle to be scored, and there they are. You can see the spray just buried in it.
Men's tricks, Russell Conley now in his second pass. You can't even see his body there, Steve, as he comes up out of the deep water.
All right, Russ is doing the back deep water start. The skiers get a 20-point bonus if they decide to start without skis, and that's why Russ is doing the back deep start. You see some of the other skiers stepping off the skis. Into the course now, skiing backwards, foot in the tow line, reaching through, doing the step over, the back step over. A series of tumble turns. And 1 foot. See, holding 1 foot in the air, he does a front to back and a back to front turnaround. Excellent ride for Russ. It's too bad he had to fall at the end of the first score, or at the end of the first pass, but he really scored some high tricks on both of these passes. Watch this, reaching between the legs. You see the foot actually come across the tow line. He lands, it's a hard landing, bounces back up, regains, and now he starts his series of tumble turns. Down, drops his shoulder, spins around, back up to his feet. Now he's in the opposite direction. And look at Art, he's turning right on the wake.
Seems like he's having fun, doesn't it?
Yes, this guy's trained hard for this meet. He's been here before. There's the 1 foot front to back, holding 1 foot in the air, spinning and turning on the other one. There's the recovery, and the horn sounds, and that ends the run. So a good ride for Russ.
Right now, Ron Scarpa getting ready for the men's tricks on his second pass of the second round. This is his final chance to gain points and to possibly remain in second place.
Okay, Ron's coming in now. He has selected even harder tricks for this pass. All toe turns. Comes in a front to back and the reverse. Now it's a 1 foot turn. See, he's holding that foot clear in the air. The judges must decide that it doesn't touch. 360-degree turn, a reverse 360. This has to be continuous momentum as he's turning. There's the wake turn. This is what gave him problem in the first run, and it gets him again, a second time here. Twice in the same day, he falls on that same trick. Tough break for Ron. He's trying to do as many tricks as possible and then make up for what he missed in the first pass. There's the 360-degree turn, the reverse 360. Now he'll come up, swing outside, cut across the wake. See, he moves out slightly, hits the wake, makes the turn, and lands right in the prop wash. Catches a foot, slams him down. He doesn't get credit for that trick. That's the same one he fell on in the first pass.
You know, it's too bad Ron couldn't have completed his program, but gosh, he's getting just about as many points before falling as a lot of these skiers get in the whole day.
That's true. Even with the fall, that'll be a high-scoring run. That'll give him a front runner, and that'll be something for Mike Seipel to shoot for.
The young man from Brown Deer, Wisconsin, Mike Seipel, as he tries to hold on to his first place standing in men's tricks here at Cypress Gardens, the third Masters.
All right, Mike is into the course backwards. He is going to try to pile up the points now because he knows what Ron Scarpa has done. Even though Ron had a fall, he got a lot of points in that pass. So Mike is out to just crank him off now. It looks like he may have started early. He did a couple of tricks before the horn sounded, so I'm not sure he'll be credited for it. A good run all the way through. He fell on a 360, a reverse 360 towards the end of the run. However, it was a high-scoring run. A lot of tricks in there that'll pay high point values.
Well, we'll have to see what the officials actually give him and to see if he actually hung on to that #1 spot in the men's tricks.
The surface turns we saw him do, they are the high-scoring turns. He did a series of front-to-backs and back-to-fronts. Here he is, into the course. There's the back-to-front, front-to-back. Now he reverse direction and do these also. Now watch as he comes across the wake, leaps into the air, spins and turns. He's in a forward skiing position. Now back outside the wake in the backward skiing position, reaches between his legs, does a line step over. Now the 360. He comes all the way around, continuous motion, and this is where the problems are. Turns, misses the handle on the turn and falls. A high-scoring run, even though he had to fall at the end.
The results from the tricks competition. Lori Powell with 1,740 points, number 1. Wilda Cross, 1,130. And Karen Levy with 650 points. In the men's trick competition today, Mike Seipel victorious, 5,580 points. Ron Scarpa with 5,110. And Russ Conley with 3,500. Coming up next, barefoot jumps from Cypress Gardens here on the USA Network. In the men's jumps, a real close competition after the first round, that's for sure. Gavin O'Money, 50 feet in his first jump. Scarpa, 48. Seipel, 47. We see Gavin O'Money in the water right now. His first jump of the second round, 50.5. Hit it. O'Money's best jump in the first round is 53 feet, so he's trying to best that right now. The jump champion, World Group 3 from Australia. Gavin O'Money from Victoria, Australia, 17 years old, but already has participated in 75 barefoot tournaments. The Victorian Water Ski Association, he's on his heels, approaches the ramp. Watch him get the lift. And he's up.
Art, Gavin patterns his skiing after Brent Wing, the current record holder, at 61 feet. And you see he employs a completely different technique than any other skier is using here today. Watch on the approach. He comes in bent low, crouched forward. Now, as he goes off the ramp, he'll spring up and back, and then while in the air, pulls in on the handle completely over his head, trying to get that extra little bit of distance, comes down, lands on his feet, good position all the way through it. Now he must contend with the slack line, regains it, stands up and skis away.
His best jump ever, 58 feet, is his personal record. Let's see how this second jump of the second round comes out. Mike Seipel in the water now from Brown Deer, Wisconsin. His first jump today in the second round, 47 feet. Seipel has a 53-footer from the first round, and that's the mark he's going to try to best. Seipel, defending Masters champion. Drops the slalom ski. He's on his heels now. His best jump ever, 60 feet.
An excellent jump, Art. Mike just uses the pure power in his legs. He comes straight over the jump, standing straight up, and just pushes away from the ramp. A good leap. It's going to be the mark the others are going to be shooting for. Watch, look at the power in his legs. He comes across the ramp and just shoots straight in the air. Maintains good control. See, the handle's out, no slack line. Comes down, just barely sits on the water, and stands right up and skis away.
Gavin O'Money's best jump, 53.5. in the second jump of his second round. It'll be interesting to see if Seipel's second jump in the second round will be his best.
It's a good leap. He's showing just the way it should be done.
And he's happy with it, you can tell there, with a fist in the air. Ron Scarpa from Winter Haven, Florida. He's 20 years old, 6.5 years in barefooting. His best jump ever, 58 feet. Scarpa, the leader after the first round with a leap of 54 feet. His first jump today in the second round, 48 feet. The 1982 World Jump Champion, the men's national champion of 1982. He's on his heels, approaching the ramp. Can he get the lift? Nice jump.
A super jump. Yeah, he's happy. Look at that. Coming into the jump, he crouches low, comes across the ramp just prior to it, extends away from the jump. Great power in his legs. Watch the lift. Comes in here about 10 feet prior to the ramp, he'll start pushing away. Down low, now he starts that lift. The momentum is going up, and as he comes to the top of the 18-inch ramp, he soars well out in the air. Got a little bit of problem with the toe line. He has to maintain control now, and this is the tough part. Sit down, get that balance, and ski away. Ron does it well. Watch, he'll tuck down into the crouch. Look at the lift Ron gets. Bam, way up in the air. And it's a good extension. A little bit out of control, but he regains it.
That jump, Steve, just might have given him the crown.
I think so. It's going to be a good one for sure.
Well, the official note comes in. Mike Seipel's second leap of the second round was 49.5 feet, so he'll go his best 53 feet from the first round of action. So now we've got Ron Scarpa, who in the first round had 54 feet, so he would be the champion. We see in the water now Lori Powell from Lakeland, Florida, only 14 years of age, the only woman in the United States currently jumping. And the word has just come in that Ron Scarpa's leap right here, the final leap of the second round, 55 feet. What a great jump. This is the best jump of the entire tournament.
Right, Art, he just explodes off the top of the ramp. It's a good leap, and it's a fine way to end the day.
Ron Scarpa at 55 feet. Gavin O'Mani, his second leap of the second round that we saw, took second place with 53.5 feet, and Mike Seppel's first round leap of 53. So it's Scarpa, O'Mani, and Seipel. Now we go to Lori Powell. Her first jump, 28 feet in the second round. Her best ever is a 37-foot effort. Lori, in the first round, had a 30-foot effort. So she's really trying to beat that first round leap. She's on the heels now, approaching the ramp. And recovers very quickly.
It's a good jump for Lori. She really doesn't have any competition in this event. Since of the 4 events, jumping is not scored or not required to score for overall. So being by herself, all she has to do is land, ski away, and get a score. You can see here the protective gear that all the skiers wear, the helmet, the wetsuit, specially designed for barefoot skiing. It offers flotation as well as protection. And Lori comes across the ramp in good control, lands and skis away.
Another angle as we look at Lori coming right in. The concentration really has to be great there, doesn't it, for the timing aspect?
Yes, each skier employs a little different technique, and Lori comes in and tries to maintain just her same rigid composure and let the ramp throw her up. She doesn't really spring away from it as we've seen the men do.
Well, she certainly loves jumping, that's for sure. She says Lori Powell had told me earlier that the Australian jumpers, they don't like to jump that much, but she just really enjoys it.
One the year before.
So as we view the winning leap in the background, there are the final results. Ron Scarpa, 55 feet to take the jumping competition. O'Mani, 53.5. And Mike Seipel, 53. Lori Powell, of course, the only woman in competition, a nice 35-foot jump. We'll be back with the winner of the 3rd annual Masters Barefoot Championships right after this timeout. Here's how they finished for the Masters Ladies Championship. Lori Powell with 2,500 points for her third clean sweep of this event. Jennifer Caleri, 1323, and Wilda Cross with 1,220 points. And with us now, the ladies' master champion, as we've seen the Florida squalls come and go, and mostly come right now, Lori, but we've got you inside the tent. Congratulations on another great performance.
Thank you.
What about a clean sweep like this? Is it kind of tough not having more competition pushing you on? What inspires you? What keeps you away from burnout?
Well, I still work hard to see if I can do the best that I can do, and I'm just interested in barefooting, and I enjoy it.
How about the conditions out there today? It looked like almost ideal conditions earlier before the squall came up.
Well, we did have a nice tournament today, and we had good conditions and good skiers, and we were able to ski to our top performances.
Thank you very much, Lori.
You're welcome.
Here's the overall list. The first three places for the Masters Men's Championship. Ron Scarpa with 3,387 points. Mike Seipel with 3,324. And Gavin Omani with 3,066. And with us now, the Masters champion, Ron Scarpa. And Ron, close competition, even though you almost swept the events.
Well, I felt pretty good about my skiing. I'm coming back off some injuries, and I'm training, and I'm feeling real good as far as my skiing in all events.
Last year it came down to the starts almost with Seipel taking the championship, and this year almost about the same, and you came out on top.
Yeah, last year was really close, and this year it was close. It came down to the starts, but we had the overall points figured out, and it was working towards my favor, and it put a little pressure on Mike, but it worked out good for me. I was happy with the tournament and the conditions this year. Before the rainstorm came up, we saw you last in the jumping event. Terrific jump. Thanks. It felt real nice to jump. The conditions were great, and I felt that, you know, they were pushing me, and that's what helped me along on my jumping. Well, it's always exciting when you do your best on the very last jump. It feels good. The jumping is probably one of my favorite events, so it was a good thrill to win jumping for me. Thank you, Rod. Well, it's obvious with his championship form that he showed here at the Masters Tournament, winning the overall title for the men, that he's back in great form, and looks like maybe a 1983 national championship for him, like he did back in 1982. More exciting barefoot action from beautiful Cypress Gardens when we return.
Make your splash this summer with water sports equipment from the world's largest ski dealer. Overton's 1983 catalog features the latest in top-quality water skis and accessories. Names like Connolly, Joby, Kidder, EP, and O'Brien. Overton staff of professionals can answer your questions, process your order from our $1 million inventory, and ship to you the very same day. Call now for your free copy of Overton's 1983 catalog and make your splash this summer with Overton's, #1 in water skis.
Hi, I'm Ron Scarpa. When I step out on the water, I step out in style. That's why I wear Waterworks.
The champions that wear our wetsuits ski hard and fast, taking it to the limit. They demand a wetsuit that can keep up with them and endure hours of barefooting punishment. For information on barefooting and a free ski lesson, call toll-free 1-800-231-0472. The world's best deal on the world's best wetsuits.
Joining me now is Steve File. He's been with us all day, of course. Took a little while for the heavens to open up, but we had ideal conditions during the competition itself.
That's right, Art, and when they opened up, they did. However, when you get super conditions like we had today, we assembled the talent that we had this weekend. You have a super competition, and it was great. It was just what we want to have here at Cypress Garden.
Came right down to the wire, and a couple of old rivals going at it once again.
That's right. Mike Seipel, Ron Scarpa, locking horns, jumping competition especially. It was really great. It was a nice way to end it off with the longest jump of the weekend happening on the final jump. 55-footer, nice long leap for Ron.
And Lloyd Powell, she just sweeps it once again, says she's going to be back for more next year.
Yes, no surprises there, and very determined. She'll be around for a long time.
Okay, Steve, thanks a lot. On behalf of Steve File, this is Art Ekman saying thank you so much for being with us on the USA Cable Network for the 3rd annual Masters Barefoot Tournament.
The 3rd annual Masters Barefoot Championship has been brought to you by Mastercraft, the standard by which all others are judged. Budweiser Light, the best never comes easy. That's why there's nothing